Hey guys, this is Turek, and in this video, wow, this is weird. I'm sorry, this is my first time recording now. I redid my camera stuff since my last video, which was what was that, One Punch Man, and what was the other one I uploaded recently? I uploaded two other videos recently, and those were the first ones. I still gotta get my One Piece chapter reviews. I gotta record 1, 2, and 3, 141, 2, and 3 now. But anyways, I'm trying to get my this shit in order. I was sick for quite a while, and I just feel like off. It just threw me off. But anyway, so I'm doing just short videos and trying to get them up now, and and now I redid my room again. So I got this camera and a different stand and stuff. So I'm gonna do a quick this video today is just gonna be I need that. Cause I'm trying to get light here on my face. I need like a lamp here, I guess. I'm gonna do a video here on as you can see on my screen, the One Piece, the Egghead arc is about to continue next month. So also spoilers ahead. I'll probably have to put that in the beginning of the video just in case. I am totally caught up on One Piece. I watched read the manga as it comes out, so I know everything going on here. So spoilers right now. Get off the video if you don't want me to talk about what's coming up. This is a video for anyone who wants it. And this now or in the future, hear my opinions and whatnot. But know that I've already caught up and stuff. And if you're watching this now, when as the stuff's about to come out, yeah, I'm gonna be talking spoilers. Three, two, one. We're about to get soon into the flashback of Kuma and Bonnie. And let me tell you, for anyone who kind of knows but doesn't know or wants to watch this, it's the saddest backstory yet. It has so much going on. Like for a long time, we compared like maybe Nami's. When I say we, I mean as a community. But I'm late to the community. I've been reading One Piece since 2018. I tried it in 2007, didn't like it, waited 11 years. But I remember seeing stuff for a long time like that they're like not Bonnie's, like Nami's is kind of the one I always thought of, but like also, and Sanji, everyone's backstory is sad. My favorite backstory is Chopper's because that speech that his father taught him said at the end before he passed away is I one of the most poignant things that Oda's trying to get across was about his story, the story we're learning about, and but all of them are extremely important. And for a while there, I think it was like Robin and Brooks were tied as being some of the worst. Although recently, I was thinking about Frankie's again too, because Frankie is Frankie is so his father, Tom the shipwright, we still don't know if he's dead or not. That's the one thing. Like I remember some people pointing out. I think there was the other version of One Piece, the first like dubbed version, especially there was something where like it made it look like um, Bellamere wasn't killed and maybe like just imprisoned by Arlong, and they never like they continued the story without like having a conclusion to that. And I think that dub version stopped. That was the four kids, right? Yeah, stopped before after um, Alabasta was over. So, but the other ones fixed that. The only thing I still know is that still a thing? Cause I never watched the anime of the early One Piece. I didn't finish all that. I jumped ahead. I wanted to get into Skypiea, and afterward. Um, is that been concluded with? Did they ever? That's part Sanji's backstory. Did they ever like fix that with having? I think that was a change too. Is what I'm getting at. They changed the backstory, and the live action adaptation is the only thing of the adaptations that got that correct. Where um what's his name? Who's Sanji's mentor? I can't think of his name right now. The cook, his chef mentor, he cuts his leg off, but I don't think they properly adapted that because they thought it was too much for to put into a thing like that. And Zeph, right? Zeph. They didn't do that in the I don't think they did that in the anime. And the Bellamere one was also the same way. Sorry, tangent, backstory tangent. Kuma's coming up. We're gonna get into the cool the fights here are gonna be awesome. We're gonna see more about what's going on with the well, see this camera. I can't adjust it different. We're gonna see what the elder planets. They call them elder stars or planets. I keep forgetting now. They changed that. I think some people. I think it's supposed to be stars. I think there's a translation thing going on there. I think it's supposed to be planets, but people. It's been stars for the last 20 years or so. But we know that they're planets now because we're seeing the guy who's coming first. His name is Saturn. Jay Garcia Saturn is coming, and then the others are going to show up. Sorry, I'm looking at my camera too because I'm trying to still get this. So there's going to be stuff with that coming up too. And Garcia, yeah, he's probably one of the. We're going to see how this is kind of going to get into also how despicable these nobles are. And these are the guys who are these part of this oligarch and all this shit. So sorry, see that's where I put timestamps in. Let me get my headphones. Let's just get into this. And so there's a different trailers here. I don't know. These keep saying official, but I'm gonna go with the one that's from Netflix anime that you can see here is at the top. Also, that's right. I'm gonna have to put my filter on because this is from Toei. Because it's through Toei. Toei's part of this. The YouTube thing will probably try to flag my video for copyright if I don't put that up. So let's pause this. Now I'll get to the reaction now. Okay, looks like I'm on. Wait, shoot, where's my remote? Oh, this one. Yep, here we go. Oh, that's my Vita. Okay, that's my PS Vita over there. I'll play on it later. Let's see what this is. This is gonna be short, episodic series special news. By the way, yeah, I know that the Fishman Island thing's still going on, and I'm still not interested in watching that. I should resume the regular Fishman Island. And because I didn't care much for that, how they're editing that. But let's see what's going on here. Sorry. Oh, yeah, we know. We know who you're gonna be. Oh, here. I think I should. Oh, here we go. Yep. Okay. Just pause. I'm not gonna say much during this. I'll go back. I'm just making little pauses because they're going so fast. But I see the scenes they're coming up with, and I want to see where am I. Yep. Yep. Play by the book. Yep. Know what that scene is. Yep. I'm getting a lot of the scenes. Okay. Wait. What's that? Ooh. What are they showing there? So Kizaru. We saw that scene. Yep. Oh, maybe. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. We know where that is. Yep. We know what that is. Yep. Yep. April 12th. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. I knew it was mid. Okay. That was a good bit of this teaser. So this is a teaser for what's happening. They did really good there, not showing too much for anyone who's coming in from only watching the anime. So I'm going to say once again, spoilers. I'll put a thing in only the beginning. There's a few scenes there. They're showing that's coming up. The big one, my favorite that's going to come up is that when we left off I'll take this off. How long I'm talking. They left off with the Straw Hats and Lucci and that Straw Hats and Cypher Pole working together in an alliance. In an alliance, are trying to take care of the Seraphim, who York has unleashed. She's leashing them, and then literally unleashing them to enact a plan of taking them out because she's aligned herself with the world government. And we when I hope the anime will expand upon this a little bit because Oda did not in the manga. This happened in the court in the evening part of the story and of that day, and then the next morning I think is when like they 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 win. They beat the Straw Hats. Cipher Pole beat the Seraphim, which actually is my favorite part of this because Lilith had gone on and on like these are the perfections of humanity, and it just showed how much she does not know how strong pirates and humans are outside of that. I'm so glad they've kept her in the story because she of all of them, and it shows a fallacy of like perhaps a Vegapunk too. Like they think these things are better because they put them together in such a good way that they're better than fight anything else that the government could contract to work for them. It's the same thing that happened with Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent on this briefly. In Dragon Ball Z, the same way. Oh, Toriyama had an interesting. This is like a good storytelling thing too. I like this from the aspect of how these authors, Oda and Toriyama, have put together where these smart people think because they can make these great things that they're going to be better. Oh yeah, one did that as well for One Punch Man. There's other. They these characters like that who are so smart. Kind of shows that they haven't like really. It's like just because you made this character, these science experiments of yours, these creations so well rounded, they obviously will have weaknesses. And let's start with Cell from Dragon Ball Z quickly. They Cell is well rounded. Also, he by combining especially the traits of Saiyans, Namix, and whatever Frieza is. I was looking up the other day. I guess there's not like a race name. He made those. Cell is nearly unstoppable because one, well, Saiyans last. Between Namix and Frieza, he can't. It's very hard to kill him. Namix can regenerate easily. They're kind of like I think they're supposed to be based on slugs or something, but I always think of it more like lizards because they can regenerate certain limbs quickly or nearly his whole body as long as there's enough of his cell left over. Frieza made him able to exist in inhospitable lands like what do you call it? Landscape? No, but he can survive in space. Was the main one. He doesn't need to breathe. He can like survive for a while without breathing or something. Uh, and then Saiyans uh, when because of Saiyans, when if you're defeated badly or near death experience and you regenerate, even like hard training, there you grow stronger. You regenerate your strength and become even better afterward. And because of this, Cell is called Perfect Cell. Especially that was like too. He technically already was Perfect Cell when we first met him, but he needed then the androids was the fourth thing he needed that. Well, the fifth, fifth, because the fourth thing was that he had DNA from other heroes and villains that gave him versatility to know techniques and things. So he even had like not Namek. He had Tien and shoot, what's the other Saiyan guy again? Oh, the one I was with Vegeta. I'm blanking on his name right now. Not Barak. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. The big guy. By having all this stuff, he was very versatile as well. And then when he had the androids that he needed to complete his stuff, he was what do you call it? He basically had unlimited stamina. Not stamina. He could kind of like it's a combination like stamina and like regenerating his energy because his cells could draw upon whatever technology he incorporated. Ajuro incorporated into 17 and 18. 16 had it as well, but he was a full cyborg and not a full android. The other two were cyborgs. Anyways, back to this whole long tangent is to go back to the seraphim are similar here, and Lilith emphasizes this mentality of like, oh well, I put the best of the best of our research into them, and the main thing being one, they're machines again, they're like cyborgs, and two, because they got the DNA this time, the DNA of the main thing is they have King's DNA, and his race is a Lunarian, so they have a specific race that has a strength and weakness, and that they're invincible at certain points because of that King's DNA. Lilith was so convinced. Oh, these guys are so. These guys can't be TV. They're the pinnacle of humanity, or some kind of. It was like um the quote was kind of like she was saying, and anyways, I like that they're gonna have that because that's gonna. I hope they'll expand upon it a little bit because it shows they're not undefeatable just because you made them more well-rounded. Well-rounded does not make you undefeatable, and it's like the well-roundedness in these kind of stories is impressive. The way they present it between like what Sella is and what the Seraphim are is good, but the main thing I think that Lilith didn't understand in this story is that in One Piece is that she thinks that their strength makes them unstoppable, or maybe she's not fully calculating like, oh well, they could be defeated by enough strength once they're maybe she, no, that's the thing I was gonna say. Maybe she thinks that the not doesn't really isn't thinking about how the Lunarians are. You got switch on your defense and switch it off to have more speed. I think she doesn't. I think it's more the strength. She doesn't realize. That's what I was saying earlier. She's like, you haven't gone out enough in the world to realize these characters out there. There are people out there. I should say. I mean, in characters in the story, but like you got Whitebeard level people, and you don't realize that. You don't. These seraphim, maybe if they become adults, would be that strong, but that still doesn't make them undefeatable. She's like, that's that. Yeah. How long did I go on this tangent for? I have no idea. Let's go back now. So yeah, right here. So this is spoilers. I'm gonna explain some of the scenes I see here. They have this is the scene here. The straw hat. This is the I think gonna be the next. I think it's the next morning in the timeline of the story that they were fighting the seraphim and they won. And you can see like the destruction back here. Oh, I didn't put the filter on. Shoot. Figure that later maybe. No, let's put that on now. All right. Well, this video might get not be up well. I forgot to put the filter on. Good thing I only played. Good thing it was so short. But I'm gonna go through this again and hope that we can. Otherwise, I'll just edit it somehow. Yeah, this is the scene here that where they have the snail. That's York, our trader, who's they captured her after defeating the seraphim. So there's that scene they're showing. Let's see, and now afterward they know that the Kizaru is about to be there, and this is the next part. Now the Lucci helped them out in fighting the seraphim, and now he starts like recording, he observing what's going on there, and he starts reporting to somebody to essentially to Kizaru about what's going on so that he can help do uh the operation because Kizaru's they're about to arrive there and lay siege to the place, and then so he's gonna yeah Lucci's doing everything he can to help that siege succeed and take down the Straw Hats, and fuck Lucci. I actually wonder after this if he'll start learning like, okay, why should I be so dedicated to the government? So the thing with Lucci at that is like, it's not. I'm not. I'm just mad at him only because like, do you not have your own dreams or anything? I think Kaku's gonna be like that. He's gonna probably someday. He's gonna probably this Twitch notification. He's probably someday I hope gonna have like he'll defect. I'm sure Kaku will defect because he has his own dreams, and I don't think Lucci has let himself do that. He's just so dedicated to the. He's been so brainwashed to be dedicated to the mission, and he just takes has fun doing certain missions that he doesn't know how to. So anyways, that's what happens here with him. He's gonna go like I'm I'm just gonna listen to the my bosses, the admirals and the Gorosei, and do what they need. So he's reporting that information there. And then that's the part. The next part here is Kizaru is about to help the siege because he's a light devil fruit user. He can slip into the force field type thing that the upper lab area has, protecting it and without getting destroyed. It's like he's just a part of the system of that thing. So he goes in there and he's gonna end up fighting. Well, no, he can go up there and he eventually does, but first he fights with him and Sentomaro are gonna have a face off, and that's where he says this part here, played by the book. Him and Sentomaro are like, it's like the translations like Sentomaro calls him uncle, and because of that, Sentomaro looked up to him from a young age. He hung out with around Kizaru and Vegapunk for a long time because Vegapunk, not Vegapunk, Kizaru was tasked with like watching Vegapunk for years to make sure he didn't do any funny stuff. They caught on to like when he was working with Kuma and he was gonna help out Kuma, but then they're like, no, we need to get something out of that. So him and Kizaru and him are gonna fight. What's next? That looks old. Right. These creatures are gonna help defend the place. There's not a lot there. Okay, yeah, that's where they're talking about their plan. Oh yeah, then there's a brief scene there. They got a bit where oh yeah, it went by quickly. I can't see it, but there's a part there where they're because Luffy and the others aren't like heartless assholes. They help those other Cypherpole agents. They're still locked up, but they're there. Yeah, they're feeding them so they don't. They were starving to death. Lilith, not Lilith. It was York. She left them down there, and they were basically starving to death very slowly. Unfortunately, and realistically, the way it was portrayed, some of those people probably already died, wasted away probably because they weren't able to eat. And she wasn't feeding. Oh, hi, Wilder. So there's that part they're showing, and yeah, and this is the last part. We get to see how the I think this last bit. This is where we really get to see how the Gorosei also think the other world nobles are the same way, but shows their mentality. They're looking at the world government as something they have to control, and they don't care what they have to what's the word I'm looking for, what has to be sacrificed to keep their power. That's the most fucked up part. This is where this is really fucked up. I've seen other stories like this where you always have these similar villains, but this is probably the most fucked up because they are just saying, well, we are in control and we're gonna keep that just cause we're ordered to. It's not. It doesn't even seem like the Gorosei care. Like they're gonna say like, oh well, by us being in charge, we can where this is better for the world. And maybe they have that mentality, but from what I remember from reading this, it sounds like they purely think, well, we're in power and that's what it is. This is how things should be. It's not even like, well, it's the same thing. It reminds me really of like if you've ever watched that Robin Hood, the one that Ridley Scott directed with what's his name? Russell Crowe. They were showing it the same way that the King John, the because he ascends to the throne because his older brother dies. It's the same thing. Well, I'm the king. I should be the king. I just rule. It's very similar to like, well, they don't think about why they rule. It's like, well, I'm in charge and I'm just gonna keep it that way. It's probably the most back-ended thing I've ever seen in like storytelling, and it makes us hate them, of course. Like say that, well, you need to be brought down. You can't be in charge if you're just like. It's like there's just this. If there was a character like that, when they have a character like that, that's kind of uh say they're doing it because they think it's for the greater good, I can kind of understand where they're coming from. But the way that Saturn portrays it and how the King John is those kind of characters who are in other movies and media, then it's like you don't understand why. I think part of it is when that happens, you think of these characters are like, well, they you can tell they just enjoy the kind of gratification that it has that comes with like, well, I'm at the top, I get treated better if I stay there. And I have to keep that. I want to keep my job essentially. They don't want to get fired. And it's so funny to see that. So yeah, Saturn and the others, they're doing it just because they're basically servants themselves. Though you can see like, oh well, Emu's in power. I serve it to be on his behalf. I have been invested with power from him to do his bidding. So I have to do this stuff. But then that insect thing just really is telling, like, well, we have to do whatever we have to do to keep keep everything in the way it's supposed to be. So in this case, it's we're gonna get rid of Vegapunk because he broke our rules. We can't let him topple this house of cards we got going on. So whoever has to be sacrificed has to be. And then you can see here that Kizaru's kind of like that too. He's following along here. And by the end, though, it looks like he's gonna not be as much. He's gonna realize, like, why am I doing this? I should be serving only the justice of the people. That's the whole thing. That where the whole you can tell that there's probably gonna be a whole like revolt right at the end, probably of the Navy, the Marines, so the military edifice of the world government, because they're supposed to be saving the people, but then you got some of these other officers. You saw it in that one scene with the where they're talking to where these other ones are being briefed by Sengoku, and I'm like, well, we're supposed to protect the world nobles. Like, no, you're supposed to protect the people. The world nobles, like, it's fine that the ones who are so in that scenario, like the ones who are the Gorosei, I would understand saying, well, we should protect them. They're the leaders of our whole pyramid of how this works. But like these other pissants who are up there eating fine dining, all this stuff. Like, are you not? Maybe I think most of these. Well, obviously, yeah, but a lot of those officers probably were never up there, so they don't realize. Well, why are we like defending this um, luxurious lifestyle you people are living? Where and that's what the heavenly tribute is going to. I think you can. That's obviously something that a lot of people will never think about because of critical thinking, but that in real life, but like that just shows how Oda's being clever, like saying, well, these people they work at the bottom, the Marines, and they think, oh, we protect the people, but we have to protect the top. It's like an hourglass. Would that be good symbolism? Like, well, we're protecting these people, but we also protect these people. But there's like this gray area in the middle. Like, well, why are we doing both? They don't realize yet. Like the top is taking advantage of the bottom, as that kind of stuff happens to do. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm sounding such a tangent. I haven't recorded videos in so long. I'm just like, yeah, there is so much good stuff here, basically, that's going on with what this story is presenting, and I just can't wait for this to come out. My main part, obviously, is I want to see what's going to happen with the Kuma backstory. I'm kind of ending this now. The Kuma backstory. Stop it. What's up with the way YouTube's doing these videos? The Kuma backstory, and there's going to be some great fights. So now we're going to finish. We should be finishing Egghead. We're going to be what are we going to get now? We're starting from 1000. What is it now? The episodes are 1080 something. The chapters we're in 1143 now. Okay, yeah, so we're like 1090, I think, in the. Yeah, that's right, because I was looking. Let's see, JD Anime, I watched them. They're 1081. Yeah, I think we're 1000. The Wano. No, we're in Egghead now. Excuse me. The the manga is like a 1090 or so. We were close to that. That's somewhere around there where the backstory is going to start, and it ended about 1126, chapter 1126. Right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I remember the 1027 is where an Elbath. So, anyways, yeah, there's about 36 more chapters or 38 maybe left that hopefully will all get covered. And so we'll probably see all most of those by this year, unless there's breaks. So I can't wait. I just can't wait to see the stuff. The first part's gonna be sad. We're gonna so get your tissues. Anyone who's watching this and you understand there's spoilers, get a lot of tissues for the next from like April through May and maybe into June. You're gonna need a lot of tissues. It's gonna be a really good backstory, a very interesting backstory, and a very sad backstory. I'm sorry I'm using very so much. I try not to do that, but the backstory is gonna need as much tissues as you've ever thought you needed to, and maybe more, for what's happening. And but the rest of it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna see so much stuff. There's gonna be so much more. There's gonna be more lore. It's gonna give us more. It give you more questions too. Vegapunk is gonna give us answers and more questions as usual with Oda. And but I think in some way many people are gonna be disappointed. I was just rewatching the other day people reacting to Ima's reveal, and I think people are still kind of disappointed in the way that uh Oda's doing that. But like the more you think about it, the more I think what he's doing too is he's trying to give us enough time to piece together what's going on, and it will make. I think the way Oda's storytelling is basically like one of the best ever because he's allowing us to time to think about it, so that when the reveal comes, it makes more sense that when we come to our own hypothesis of the crumbs he's giving us. I really like how he's doing this. I still can't figure out. I'm still a little confused by what the One Piece would be myself. Like my final thoughts on it at this point is like it must be knowledge more than anything that the I think that the societies of the world would use, and that with that they wouldn't need the world government in its structure now. Because someone was pointing out, I think someone else even points out too before, and I'm thinking the same thing. They're being held back with technology because this ancient kingdom sounded like it was so much more advanced. There's probably like a library of sorts there, I bet, and something, but probably one that not even Roger saw. So, anyways, no, we're on a tangent. Sorry. I think Oda is doing a good job in presenting this stuff so we can all come to this conclusion, and I'm very happy about how he's what's gonna come. Is I just can't wait to see the presentation of it here in this anime because this is one of the best arcs. I keep people saying that it's the best arc, and it's like I don't know if I'd call it that. It's a top tier arc, but also a top tier because it's different than the others. We're gonna get so much lore here. This is almost similar with Wano too. I know a lot of people are mad at Wano. All right, I'm gonna finish this. Mad at Wano because it's so long, but Wano also presented us so much with Odin's backstory, especially that I think there are also people are saying this one arc is the best because it's similar to that, but it's shorter. I think I get that. I like short and sweet stories often too, but I still really like Wano a lot. Like that's still top arc for me, no matter how bad the length is. And so, anyways, this uh, so this trailer was great. I hope they continue. I can't wait for that to come out, and I hope for the time to go faster. I guess between. I don't know. I'm gonna end this now because I don't want us to say. I want to review some other trailers. Thanks for watching.